In Session 4, we will introduce and use some common Python library and package. The main focus of this Python Basics module is on students who prepare data science, financial modeling, asset management, or business analytics, so focus on technical and scientific computations. Common existing Python libraries are Numpy for managing arrays and matrices, Scipy for optimization, linear algebra, integration, Seaborn and/or Matplotlib for data visualization, Bokeh for interactive dashboard, scikit-learn for machine learning, and Spacey for implementing natural language processing. Before running each cell in the Session 4 notebook, we can clear all existing cell outputs that we ran before by clicking the option in the top panel as shown in the screen, so you can see the output from each cell more clearly. All these outputs will be cleared so the notebook looks more clean. After clicking the Clear Outputs from all cells, the notebook is cleaned and the index in front of the cells is also gone. Then we run the cell one by one and explain them step by step. You may pause the video at any time and open your own machine and launch the Anaconda Navigator and Jupyter Notebook to follow our steps. If you do not know how to download Anaconda Navigator and set up virtual environment, please watch the previous videos. It is important to set up and understand the virtual environment in Anaconda, as we discussed carefully in the previous videos, since in this session we will install new Python libraries and packages into the virtual environment. If we have done these settings, keep using your existing laptop so the environment is updated consistently. Numpy is a rich, mature, and efficient library that supports technical and scientific computation. If Numpy is the engine of computation in Python, Scipy is probably the wheels. Indeed, the Scipy library expands on Numpy by providing users with an impressive variety of functions, which cut across different fields such as engineering, physics, statistics, and operation research. We run each cell one by one, and feel free to pause the video and write them into the notebook in your own machine. The first two cells are examples to show you. Without these useful Python libraries, it is not easy for the users to do some basic works. We cannot simply multiply by two lists, although we can multiple two integers. Also, we need to write a for loop to multiple two lists element by element. So let us install and use Numpy. As you can see, we run these cells one by one. All of them produce some error messages as highlighted in red box under each cell. The first cell shows no module named Numpy. Both the second and third cell shows name NP is not defined. No worries, let us explain step by step. The first error message is shown on the screen. It is due to the line of code in the cell above, import Numpy as an OPO. Because we did not install the Numpy library in the Anaconda Navigator and the virtual environment, so the notebook cannot find the library in the virtual environment. The second error message is in line 2 of the cell below, because we do not have Numpy, so NP is not defined. So let us move back to the Anaconda Navigator and go to the Environment panel. Make sure to check that we are in the Python Basics environment, not the base root environment. Once we are in the Python Basics virtual environment, we can use drop-down menu to check whether the library that we want to install is already installed or not. Once we find the library is not installed, then we select by clicking the name and clicking Apply button in the bottom corner. The Numpy library requires a few other packages to complete installing process, so we include and upload all of these related packages. As you will see, the total installed packages or libraries in this environment will increase to 127 or more. Now we minimize the window of the Anaconda Navigator. Please do not close it since we are still running the Jupyter Notebook in other screens. Also, we will come back here again when installing other Python libraries. After we installed the library into the virtual environment, we can run the import numpy as np line. The error message is gone. You can see there is a star logo in the square bracket of the index in front of the cell, since it may take a few seconds to import the library. When the library is imported, the star logo becomes the index number. Here we have 7, since this is our 7th step in this notebook after refreshing the notebook at the beginning of this video. Now you can run the following cells without errors. You can pause the video at any time and type the code into your own machine and read the comments in the cell after the hash step by step. At this stage, do not worry too much about the details of using these functions. The main aim of this session is to know the common libraries. You will learn the tools in these libraries in future Python projects. When error or warning messages are appeared, do not worry. Just double-check whether it is an error or just warning. If it is a warning, for example, in this case, we can just ignore it. It just tells us, in math, it is not common to divide some values by a 0. If you do not understand the outputs or the numpy functions, for example on the screen, nup.linespace, you may copy and paste into Google. There will be detailed explanations for this kind of common functions. We discussed indexing and slicing in the previous sessions without mentioning these packages. If you use these Python existing packages, they may have specific indexing and slicing operations. So check them carefully when you implement your future Python projects. For example, how to indexing the matrix. Here we show how to read and write or save NumPy data or output. In cell number 48, we created a variable a, which is a NumPy array 1.2.3.4.5.6 in cell number 49. We saved this variable a named as simple jart numpy, then py. If you run this cell, it will create this .npi file into your folder in your own machine. Go to the folder where you saved this notebook. You should see this file. This is a NumPy format file, so you can load the file again in cell number 50. If you want to load text file, you can use load text function. Meanwhile, if you do not understand or do not remember how to use a function, you can write the function name in the cell and add a question mark. Then run the cell. It will show you the meaning, the purpose of the function, as well as how to use it. It is similar to if you Google the function online. The NumPy library also offers many basic statistical methods for you to use, such as calculate mean, minimum, maximum, standard deviation, rather than writing your own code. Random sampling is important in the financial simulations, so it is crucial to remember how to set the initial seed for the random simulations. These detailed documentations in this help section are useful, but nowadays the quickest and easiest way is to ask Google, or maybe in the near future, ask ChatGPT when you need it during your future Python projects. In next video, we will introduce another popular Python library, matplotlib. See you soon.